Welcome to Business Budget Model. In this tutorial, we're going to start with the budget sheet, which is the largest sheet in the entire model, and we're going to focus specifically on the income statement elements. From the navigation page, we can get access to the budget sheet either by clicking on the budget macro at number 7 there, or alternatively selecting the budget down at the bottom there and clicking on the budget sheet. The budget sheet has some 800 odd rows, and because of that we have navigation buttons to easily navigate between the different elements of the budget, so as to avoid scrolling up and down consistently and wasting so much time. As highlighted in the setup sheet and others, budget cell B3 is the most important. It must always be blank like that. If there's an error in your budget somewhere and the balance sheet is out of balance, that will be highlighted and displayed. Also, the scenario that you have currently selected from the assumption sheet will always show there. In this case, it's scenario 1, which happens to be named low road. We make use of row and column groupings here on the top left to increase or decrease the granularity of the budget that we're viewing. Currently, when it's selected at 2, all months displayed on columns. If we select on 1, then only the years will be displayed. Similarly to group or ungroup the rows, we can either select 2 for detail, or if we click on 1, we will get the summary, and you'd have the 8 revenue categories, the 8 cost of sale, gross profit, etc. going down. I'm going to just open them all by clicking on 2. To navigate between these, it's quite easy. If we want to go to gross profit, remember we're dealing here in year 1, the pale blue colors, year 2 pale green, and then year 3 would be the light grey. If I wanted to go to gross profit, I'd simply click on there and we automatically go there. If I want to go to the OPEX section, the same thing, click on the OPEX and we go there. We can manually deselect the row groupings just by clicking on plus or minus as appropriate. And once again, as we dealt with in the OPEX tutorial, everything in brown is the data that is required from you to be entered for OPEX, etc. If we go back and to the higher level in the rows and we group it across in summary, you can see what we have here is the income statement sort of in its summarized format with all the categories totaled without the detail, and the same applies to cost of sales, gross profit, OPEX, down to EBITDA, etc. What is important to understand is that all the revenue is fed from your revenue and cost of sales sheet that you had set. There it is down there. Your OPEX is set here. Your opening balance is taken on at the beginning of the process, which we described in an earlier tutorial. So the revenue, cost of sale, gross profit, OPEX, down to they all have been dealt with, which gets us to the EBITDA line. There are a couple of items that we'd like to talk about in a little bit more detailed here. Is that under operating profit, you will see that finance and interest costs are automatically totaled from the various cells where they come from. So all of these are automatic calculations. Similarly, any adjustments that you may have made to CapEx in the schedules, this is the source of where it comes. It'll be in the schedules to come from there. Any adjustments made to fixed assets or current assets will come through here, and any adjustments made to long-term or current liabilities. And these adjustments, depending where they are positive or negative, will either increase or decrease your operating profit. We then calculate your net profit before tax. Your taxation is automatically set up based on your company taxation in your country. Currently it's set at 0, so there is nothing there. We have net profit after tax. We also allow for capturing here any dividends that you may pay, and that essentially covers all the income statement items. It's fairly simple. Once you've set up all your source data, the rest is all calculated automatically. If we click to go back to home, and we can unclick to all of that. One last point is, and it's also covered in the utilities tutorial, a lot of these rows that you don't use, you can hide and unhide simply by identifying which rows. So you can have a look there. In the example, I've selected from row 29 to 62. If I wanted to unhide that, it's a simple combination of keys that you need to press simultaneously. It'll be Control, Shift, and H for hide. A little pop-up box will come up and say enter the row numbers to hide with a colon in between. So we, in this example that we're looking at here, we would like to hide, say, from row 22 to 62. So 22:62, we select OK, and they disappear. And what this has now done is it's made the model look a lot neater, and there's a lot of unnecessary data that is hidden. And you can apply the same principle throughout any rows in anywhere in the sheets that you're not using. So whether they be in the budget model, whether it happens to be in your chart of accounts or the rows that you're not using, you can use this utility Control, Shift, and H to hide it. And if you want to unhide it, it's Control, Shift, and U for unhide. So Control, Shift, H and Control, Shift, U allows you to hide or unhide rows in the model at any stage. If we finished, we can go to any other sheet or head back to the navigation page. And that really sums up the income statement. In the next tutorial, we'll cover the balance sheet and cash flow items. Thank you for joining.